Just do it. You don't have to keep Where?
Dad always loved it. That's the first time I heard it. Yeah. I grew up with them. They have the choice to do it like right away.
So we'll peruse that.
No, I didn't.
Right.
It's just lining up as our course.
You just
Yeah, this one.
Suggestion.
It is. Diane? All right, it is 6:59, but we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome everybody to our council meeting tonight. Council, it is February 24th, 2020, regular scheduled city council meeting. All right, roll call, please.
Michael Hillman.
Here.
Scott Pennell.
Here.
Chuck Harmon.
Here.
Bob Boland.
Here.
John Curtis.
Here.
Art Cacavelli.
Here.
Jim Clark.
Here. Please stand with us for the pledge of allegiance. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. All right, we have an agenda in front of us. Can I have a motion, please?
I would move that we approve the agenda.
And do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, we'll move. Does anybody on council feel that they have a conflict of interest tonight?
I do.
Okay.
For the approval of allied bills on 47,824.
Okay, so what we'll do is we will still take a vote. Jim has noted, or Councilman Clark has noted that he would be recused for paying his bill at his business. Other bills will be voted on at his participation. Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.
And do I have approval of the minutes, please?
Move approval minutes from February 10th, 2020.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Discussion. Anybody see anything in there that is not correct or needs to be changed? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, now we'll move to the bills. Do I have a motion?
I would move that we approve the bills to February 24th, 2020.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, discussion. Does anybody see any bills that they would like to have some clarification
I
on?
do page one, label 4001, headlight, $254. I'm assuming the S is gone. That's plural, or is that just one headlight?
Unfortunately, the space that Sandy has to put notes in is very limited, so I knew somebody would catch that, so I actually brought the bill. So we were actually billed for, we bought 2 battery tenders because we have 2 cars that constantly discharge, their installation into the cars. And then also lights now, they're not, these LED lights, these high-tech LED lights that go in the cars, sometimes we have to replace the entire casing to deal with that. We also found that it's something we're going to see soon, but when we have the emergency lights put in, they are drilling holes through the housing to install the LED emergency lights into the headlight casing. So in this case, we had some problems with condensation. So that had to be corrected as well. We're going to correct that in the future. We are going to cease installing the emergency lights in the car's lighting housing and just mount those auxiliary emergency lights on the push lights.
The bill for the hose house restoration is at Bryan Street.
It is.
That's the final windows and doors.
The restoration project, yeah, there will be one more payment after this, the final
And
payment.
that completes that project.
It does. Some of the final payments might have to wait until the weather warms up.
And then the one right above it, the drug test.
Yes, again, they're limited on space. That was a screening for Officer Collins. It not only included the drug test, but also the full physical, the EKG, putting him on the treadmill, and the respiratory evaluation.
Anybody have anything else? We can have roll call, please.
Michael Hillman.
Yes.
Chuck Pennell.
Yes.
Chuck Howard.
Yes.
Bob Boland.
Yes.
John Curtis.
Yes.
Art Cacavelli.
Yes.
All right, do we have any unscheduled public comment?
No.
No? All right. So under public comment tonight, as you read your packets, this is a time that we have a term limit up with our planning review commission. We have 3 commissioners that are up. They all have submitted a letter along with several other letters of people that were interested. The past, how we've done this is when a seat comes open, usually if the interest from one of the alternates, if they would like to take that seat, we would just move them in and fill the alternate seat with a new applicant. So tonight, all 3 seats that are coming available have turned in to us a letter of intent and want to be reappointed to their seats. So we will discuss the 3. We've got Bill Mayer, we've got Cindy Olson, and we've got John Reimer. Those are the 3 seats that are coming open with 3 letters to be reappointed. Any discussion on this?
Well, I apologize for this, the way this sounds, because I think anyone that has served on a volunteer, committee like that deserves our thanks. But I just have some concerns. I think everyone has probably done a great job, but maybe I'm missing something. But it seems like Bill Mayer's house was put up for sale a few weeks ago, and I don't know if he intends on staying in the community, if anybody knows, but it just strikes me if he's going to sell the house and not be a part of the community, this is a 4-year commitment, is the only, issue I have, and if he doesn't want to, or he's unable to do a 4-year term, it's my opinion that we should have somebody that can, do the 4-year term.
Well, I hear what you're saying, but we are considering an ordinance of having people move up from being an alternate, and we're saying there when something gets vacated sooner than not. So I think that's just part of it. I think his house being for sale has nothing to do with it. I think what we need to look at is his years of commitment. Evidently, he was good at what he did, and his private matters are really not our issue. The issue is he's a current resident and wants to be reappointed, and I think that's what we should look at.
Well, Art, I appreciate that, and I just think it's too bad so far. You can't foresee every possibility, but it's too bad that wasn't addressed in the ordinance.
Well, it wasn't, so that's not the issue. The point is, none of us sitting here can tell us that you know for a fact you're going to be on this council for years. You just don't know it.
Right.
So we make the commitment. He's been on there since I think 1992. I think we deserve to appoint him.
Can we direct this question to Bill then? Or?
I agree. Yeah.
Sure.
Bill? Hello, council.
Oh, Bill.
So yes, I have been on commission since 1992, so that's 28 years. Got chairman, I think I'm at 19. Yes, I have sold my business, and that makes me retired. Haven't missed a day of work yet. The house is for sale. Yes, I want to move, but I'm about ready to take the house off of the market for the simple fact that the sound wall's gone. Nobody's going to buy that house as long as the house is next to the interstate. So I honestly believe I'm going to be here for quite a while. My thoughts on this is we put so much work into where the planning commission is now and these future developments coming up. And I've been the chairman and got a great committee that I'm working with. And I would love to stay on this as long as possible to continue the progress that we're doing towards the city's projects. Now granted, and I understand what you're saying, Charles, I don't know you. I know everybody else sitting up there except you. I apologize for that. But I think we have a great commission right now. I think we're heading in the right direction for the betterment of the city. And I will promise, as long as I'm here, that I will continue to do that. Like I said, I'm ready to take the house off the market for the simple fact that the highways from here to the back wall away from my bedroom window, and nobody's going to buy it until that's
taken care of. And the weather has not been conducive for them guys to do any work at all. So I am still here. I will commit 100% to the planning commission like I have. And like Art has said, none of us know how long we're here when we do take the job. But I promise you I'll do everything I can for the positive for the city and lead the planning commission in the right direction.
Is that sound wall coming down permanently? I think.
No. They're moving it 3 or 4 foot closer. They're going to put
Moving it.
new fiber optics in, which they are doing now. They're doing it all underground. But they tore the sound wall down. They have not removed any of the old casements yet. They're going to put all new casements in. John had talked to them. They're saying, oh, maybe April, May, but since then, they have not been able to work one single day. And I'm thinking this is going to go on all summer, personally.
Probably will be. But I assume your intent is still to relist the house. I know you talked about moving for a long time.
Yes, and that is my intent, yes. And maybe I'm asking more than I should, but that's my business and nobody else's.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sit on it until I get what I want, and if I'm here 2 years from now, I'll still be glad to be on your planning commission.
I have a question, Bill. Do you anticipate if you did move, would you be able to coordinate with a new position, a new person that would fill your position?
Yes, I'd be more than willing to do that. With the planning commission we have now, and it's Don and Cindy, Chuck Howard, Kate Collier, Ursula, and Jordan. But Jordan and Ursula are the alternates, and that's why we have the new ordinance put together that was recommended by Nina, our attorney. So the alternates can move up, and that's like their training ground. The best way I can explain it, that they learn how the planning commission works then to move up into the full seat, because there's 7 people, only 5 of them get the vote. And that's part of the stepping up. Now they've been so great at showing up at all the meetings. And yes, I think that's real important that we keep the flow going here. And yeah, granted, maybe some people might think I've been on here too long. It's 28 years. I actually took this little background. My father was on planning commission before me. He passed away in '91. I was still sitting on council then, and got off in January of '92. And I got on planning commission to fill my father's seat then. So I have all this background and knowledge throughout the years, and all the schoolings, CML schoolings and stuff. And I just feel like I have so much that I can share before I actually were to move on to the other people.
I think it's very important that he stays. That you stay on there as chairman.
Well, no, not chairman necessarily. So once you guys appoint us as a commission, the commission elects the chair amongst itself. So it doesn't necessarily mean I'm the chair forever.
Well, you have been for 19 years.
Well,
It seems like
they keep putting me. That's okay.
And I want to say, I think we owe you a tremendous debt of gratitude.
Absolutely.
My only concern is there just is never, I think, a good time to make a switch.
Well,
And I am glad the alternates are coming to, the meetings and stuff.
and I'd like to address that too. So if I were to, when I do move on, how's that sound? When that day comes, that everybody's groomed and ready, and then amongst themselves, you will appoint one more person to replace me then, and then that commission appoints their new chairman, and it rotates then. And I'm not saying you got to keep all of us old farts forever. You don't have to do that, right?
What's that word, old?
But I think right now, with everything that's going on, coming up and going on, we're flowing pretty good, and I hope that you wouldn't reinvent the wheel by replacing half the commission. commission. Because I think that would be detrimental to the city if that were to happen at this point, with all the work that's in front of us.
All right, anybody else have any questions for Bill? All right.
And then, just so I can state also, that Cindy Olson and Don Reimer are also here.
They're going to come up and throw their pitch as
Well,
well.
they can, but I just wanted to point out that they're both.
I know they're both here. Come on, Cindy, make it, you're up, Bill. Thanks, Bill. See what he started?
Yeah, gosh, I don't know how many years I've been on planning commission. I did serve on council for 16 years and served as mayor. So I do know the process and how it all works. And I do agree with Bill, we have a great working group right now. It's great to see all our people show up at every meeting and our alternates. And I think it's great that we have applicants. I don't remember the last time we had applicants for planning commission when we had open seats, and never, okay. So I think that's pretty cool that we've had applicants, and I would like to see them attend the meetings, just like I think council needs to attend some of the meetings. The process goes from planning commission, then things are submitted to council for your support of what planning commission has done, and I think it's, with all the talk of all the different things that may be happening, I think it's important that council people and members of the community and those that apply should attend the meetings also. So with that, yes, I am a glutton for punishment and am looking for reappointment.
Hope it's not a punishment. All right, thank you, Cindy. Thanks for your interest to be back on planning. Thank you. Don? I'm gonna put you on the spot for a second also. Tell us how long you've been on and.
Actually, I don't know.
I think that, I think we're a good team together. But I don't know as much as Bill does. Bill essentially, I think, knows the whole code book and everything in his head. But I think we work, well together as a team, and we make good progress.
And I'll tell all of you that that's what I've heard too. Planning commission is working and gelling together very well and moving things. A lot of good projects are coming before you, and some tough decisions and some decisions that have to be made for the city. And I think there is a good group there. So.
Okay, that's all I got to say.
Thank you, Don.
Thank you, Don.
Okay.
Okay, so what we should do now is make a motion for each reappointment. So can I get a motion?
We'll give a vote for all three at the same time.
Same time or?
I'll do it one at a time for the record.
I'll motion
Go ahead.
for Bill Mayer to be reappointed for planning commission.
Okay, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion and seconds on the table. Any more discussion? Roll call.
Michael Hillman.
Yes.
Scott Pennell.
Yes.
Chuck Harmon.
Yes.
Bob Boland.
Yes.
John Curtis.
Yes.
Art Cacavelli.
Yes.
Jim Clark.
Yes.
All right, do I have a motion for Cindy Olson?
I'll make a motion that we reappoint Cindy Olson to the planning commission.
Do I have a second? Motion and second. Any more discussion? Roll call.
Michael Hillman.
Yes.
Scott Pennell.
Yes.
Chuck Harmon.
Yes.
Bob Boland.
Yes.
John Curtis.
Yes.
Art Cacavelli.
Yes.
Jim Clark.
Yes.
Okay, and we'll move on to Don Reimer. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion that Don Reimer is reappointed to the planning commission.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Michael Hillman.
Yes.
Scott Pennell.
Yes.
Chuck Harmon.
Yes.
Bob Boland.
Yes.
John Curtis.
Yes.
Art Cacavelli.
Yes.
Jim Clark.
Yes.
All right. Thank you all. Congratulations, I think. And for all the other folks that put in letters of interest, I know Katie did, Tracy did.
Judy.
Oh, and Judy did, yes. And
Mary Broyle,
And
she
Mary
could not be
Broyle
here
is
tonight
not
because she was sick.
so thank you for showing interest, hanging there. We don't know if Bill's gonna be here 10 days or 10 years. We'll do it. All right, thanks everyone.
Let's not have a huge party.
Okay, we'll move down to our ordinance first reading.
And this has to do with it we reappoint. Do I have a motion?
I would move that we approve ordinance number 4, series 2020, an ordinance amending section 5-1 of the Idaho Springs Municipal Code concerning planning commission membership to authorize the promotion of alternate members to fill regular member vacancies.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, discussion. Everybody understands how this will work for the future?
Yes, if I may, please.
I said this meeting would be over at 7:23.
So what we never had on planning commission before, is we always had the 7-member boards. We had the 5 regulars, 2 alternates. And what we did wrong for the longest time is we allowed all 7 to vote, which was wrong. So this is to clean it up. Nina came up with this. So you got the 5 regular members that are the voting members. When one of them's gone, the alternate steps in. One thing that didn't get in this ordinance that I would like, and I know it's too late to do now, is that when one member comes off of the planning commission, retires, dies, whatever, that the alternate would come on to the regular seat of those 5 people. So it's a step up that I tried to address earlier. That does say it in there. Thank you for finding it there. I don't want to waste your time. But then what you do then is you appoint a person to fill that 7th spot, which would come into the reserve. So is that in there? Is that clear?
The council shall approve or ordinance seek by appointment.
Everybody got it? I think this is really important, and like I said a bit ago, this gets the revolving door going and getting the people brought up so that you have a very active planning commission. Thank you for the time.
And as everybody knows, this is the first reading. There will be a second reading before it comes. Okay, roll call.
Michael Hillman.
Yes.
Scott Pennell.
Yes.
Jeff Carmen.
Yes.
Bob Boland.
Yes.
Jeff Curtis.
Yes.
Arthur Cavalli.
Yes.
Jim Clark.
Yes.
All right, motion passes. We'll wait for the second ordinance. We move down, city administrator.
Mayor and council, you have my report with no request for action.
No request for action. Any questions for Andy?
Yeah, as far as the Virginia Canyon Trail development, has that been pushed back from what we talked about last week as far as the grant not being in place, or we're still going to go forward with, I didn't quite understand what.
Well, I think the idea is to look for other funding sources, possible funding sources, grant opportunities that may be out there
Oh, okay,
in the meantime.
okay.
No, we're not gonna pull $250,000.
No, I know, that's what I'm saying, yes, okay, thank you.
We'll pursue other funding mechanisms to get that paid for.
There's no further update on anything with the trail.
All right, any more questions for Andy?
Busy time.
City clerk, Diane?
Mayor and council, you have my staff report for your review with no request for action.
And she wasted a piece of paper. Little one-liner. All right, anybody have any questions for Diane? All right, thanks, Diane. PD chief?
Mayor and council, I'll refer you to my staff report. I just do want to highlight, in a period of approximately 7 weeks, we have responded to 1,145 calls for service.
In 11 weeks.
In about 11 weeks, yeah. No, actually, closer to 7, 8 weeks. January and the first 3 weeks of February. So, just to reassure everybody, we're not slackers. We don't have a lot of dead time. And everybody's doing a great job out there. So I think I'm very fortunate to have the folks I have. So I'll tell you, you're very fortunate to have them too.
I saw you pick up trash in the morning.
That wasn't me. Don't spread rumors.
That was awesome.
Somebody else used my position description. Yes, sir.
I got 2 of them. One about the guy in the bus, but we'll let that go. The other one where the accident occurred was 4 separate.
Yeah, the accident
Is that a normal?
Yes, Hidden Valley was treacherous. It's in the shade. It tends to have a little bit more black ice. And it's those curves. It goes into the curves from the tunnel to exit 143. To insult to injury is the component of the solution they put on the road, the McCoy. It's sort of like dish soap, and it sort of creates a problem there for us. I'll tell you this: 2 years ago, I was working an accident there, and I could hear behind me a car smash into the south guardrail and ricochet across and hit the north guardrail. I dove over the guardrail, and it literally rested. The second car rested 10 feet behind the first crash. So we did reach out to CDOT and request that they increase the amount of sand they put there. The problem with the sand is the sand rests on the road, and as cars come, they create turbulence and it gets blown off. So I don't know what the long-term solution is. Hopefully it's still on the drawing board that when they re-engineer that section of road, hopefully they'll be able to straighten it out a little bit. But we won't know.
Part of that is part of the Floyd Hill to the Veterans Memorial Tunnels. Part of that is straightening out that road. CDOT understands, and we understand that it's very dangerous, and it will be a part of that. When we find $600 million.
Yeah. And for the benefit of council, the city actually annexed 4 miles of the interstate many years ago, and the purpose for that was so we would have a seat at the table whenever these big projects were coming through. Right. So that's why we work the RECs and not the CSP.
Any other questions for the chief?
Just to highlight, there is a public meeting coming up this Thursday. Yep. It's
It's Thursday at the high school in Floyd Hill, if anybody's interested. And this will talk about what we have done, what we have collaborated on over the last couple of years, and where that project stands. We feel that there is getting some movement to be able to get the $600 million to move that project forward. So we're all kind of keeping our fingers crossed and hope that the Bridge Enterprise Fund and others come through with the money to get that project started.
What time is it?
It's 5 to 7 up at the new high school. I call it the new high school. It's not that new anymore. Not the Floyd Hill, the high school.
Chief, how long's handing out for?
He was. We spoke on Saturday. He's going to check with the workman's comp doctor, and he's hoping to be able to be released to light duty very soon. One of the things they found out was that in the course of this incident where he broke his leg, he also received a concussion that has some. It's going to have some lasting problems. He's going to be required to get eyeglasses, so that indicates the impact that he suffered. He's chomping at the bit to come home. He's a stay-at-home dad with 3 young kids, and he's ready to get back to work.
All right, anything else for the chief?
Chief, I'd like to just say I see you walking through town, and I always appreciate seeing a town where we have our chief walking the town.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. Cool.
All right, thanks, chief. Good work for everybody out there. John?
Mayor and council, I approve of my staff report with no request for action.
All right. Any questions for John? All right. Water and wastewater, John? Not
Very
yet.
much the same.
Okay, committee reports. Do we have any committee reports? Hearing none. Again, under mayor and council, the public meeting. There's actually going to be a business tomorrow night. There's a downtown business get together at the Cidery. This is about homegrown talent. Homegrown talent is something that the school district and the economic development has pursued. This is a way of training our local kids to take them, train them to move into mining jobs or retail jobs or whatever that our community, trying to keep the kids that are graduating high school in the community and providing those positions that all of our businesses need. So if you want to attend that, I think it is at 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock as well. Okay, with nothing else, 7:28, y'all can blame the other 5 minutes on the mayor and meeting is done.
You walk it. You walk it.